It'll no longer be 69 hours on that game. Well, okay, I did. That's funny how you say since you played bald head dude's game. That's hilarious. That's just hilarious, dude. I'm just gonna leave. Yeah, that's what I had to love. Yes, I'm very well aware of that being the case. For which I forgot I should just stream without Steam. Load game. I tune out her chattering and nod as we walk out. Hold up. Oh crap, that is such a great soundtrack. Crap. I'm so glad I got this with the soundtrack. I tune out her chattering and nod as we walk out to the parking lot so we can finally get the fuel. The attendant shouts one last thing, his voice fading behind the glass of the closing door.
Good luck on your trip!
That was loud. Desert people are weird.
No way.
I feel like we've been through this part.
Maybe it's further up the road?
Quick load. Yes, I'm okay with this. Whoa. Here we go. With bounty and satisfaction in hand, I am now homeward bound, the perilous journey forthcoming. Through my unrivaled intellect and unmatched ambition, I have succeeded in accomplishing what many believed would no longer prove profitable. Of course, this only comes as a surprise to those around me, not myself. I have traveled this way on the trail, with many others from the Missouri Territory. But as my typical characteristic success grew, I could sense the envious stares amongst my so-called peers. The danger eventually became so great that I wished to flee. But my companions left before I woke. For what reason, you may ask? I do not know. It was with this in mind that I have taken it upon myself to leave a note for one of my fellow prospectors and to borrow his steed, so that I may one day return to settle with my family. Oh, hold up. I'm reading this wrong. Well, hey, what? I swear I wasn't clicking. Yeah, I'm not reading all this crap. Where should I actually start? Let's see. If he left California, lived in Missouri, and hold up. Can I back up? Can I? With bounty and satisfaction in hand, I am now homeward bound. The perilous journey forthcoming. Through my unrivaled intellect and unmatched ambition, I've succeeded in accomplishing what many believed would no longer prove profitable. Of course, this only comes as a surprise to those around me, not myself. I had traveled this way on the trail with many others from the Missouri Territory, but as my typical characteristic success grew, I could sense the envious stares amongst my so-called peers. The danger eventually became so great that I wished to flee, but my companions left before I woke. For what reason, you may ask? I do not know. Thank you. It was with this in mind that I have taken it upon myself to leave a note for one of my fellow prospectors to borrow his steed, so that I may one day return to settle my family. That may be borrow, but I'm Canadian, so screw it. But if this journey has taught me anything thus far, it is that the jealous, conniving eyes are abundant. Yeah, I'm not reading all this crap. Where should I actually start? Don't tempt me with a good time. I may get into creepypasta narrations finally. Maybe even, re-narrate that Last of Us fan fiction. Let's see. If you left California, lived in Missouri, and supposedly hid something in New Mexico, like Marina said, then what we're looking for is likely a later entry.
Ah, here we are.
I didn't realize that that's her father who made that note. Or grandfather? I don't know. I get it. You just want to watch the game that's got the two gals in it, rather than the RPG that also has two gals, but from only bird's eye view. Alas, I have reached the final point of division in my travels. During my stay among the ruined sanctuary, the rogue native Lamazi has informed me of a landmark that was rich in the mythos of his people. Considered sacred, he said that the chance of the gold being discovered would be very slim. He referred to it as a winged rock, a monument erected towards the sky. After my previous detour, I have finally arrived. It is with much disbelief, I must say, my friend Lamasi was right. I changed the pronunciation. My bad. It is not just a monument erected towards the sky, it is a mountain. Almost as if the Lord himself has struck up the earth among the sand. It is guarded by trails of rocks around it, all branching, I thought I said branching, from the mother rock. On this journey I have encountered many different sights, dangers, and yes, even an occasional friend. As I look upon the mountain before me, I am reminded once more that there are things bigger and greater than I. Although I am not yet rid of this cough, my soul has been humbled and removed of fatigue. I can think of no better place to store the last of my gold. I anxiously await the day I return.
What does it say?
Good question.
The gist of it is that it's near a big rock and a bunch of little rocks.
I mean, you can't go wrong with enemy girls, right?
That should narrow it down, right?
I'm actually not sure, though, if they are... I mean, obviously the characters are based in the United States of America, but I'm not sure if they were drawn up by Japanese artists, because there's anime inspired, which is where they're done up in a similar style to Japanese drawings, but aren't actually made by Japanese artists. Although they still call it shiri, which is a Japanese term, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, to the entire state of New Mexico.
Marina gasps and lunges towards the journal, muscles in her neck tensed and eyes wide with panic.
That can't be the only thing he mentions. There has to be more.
I raise the journal high above me so she can't reach it, using my hand as a blockade against her head as she desperately tries to grasp for it.
Sheesh, relax for a second. I actually have a pretty good idea of where it might be.
Does she though? She settles down, still stiff with anxiety, nibbling on the tip of her thumb. I lower the book back down and read over the entry one more time, just to make sure.
There's a part where he calls it a winged rock.
Winged rock. Not winged. Winged. Yeah, she's not reading all that crap.
Assuming my years of reading travel guides and brochures weren't totally useless, then I'm pretty sure that's a loose translation of what the Navajo used to call shiprock.
Oh, the Navajo.
There's a ship out in the desert? Whoa!
That's a more excited wall than I expected. I peer over the journal. Marina's imagination is going bonkers. Her eyes alight as she tries to wrap her head around such a novelty even existing.
How long have you lived in New Mexico?
Good question. Marina swells with pride, only to deflate like a balloon before asking. Instead, choosing to blow a misplaced strand of hair out of the way.
All my life.
I sigh and slam the journal shut.
It's a small mountain near the border of New Mexico and Utah that's vaguely shaped like a ship.
Oh, okay. That makes way more sense.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. Thing's a landmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, at least I know now.
She doesn't get out much, apparently. Shrugging, I put away the journal and smirk. Misplaced as it might be, her cheeriness is a good mix-up from the norm.
Do you think the treasure might be there?
Don't know, but it's worth a shot. We don't have anything else to go on. Sure you don't want me to just take you home?
Marina hesitates for a moment, turning to the windshield, as if to dodge the question with her eyes.
No, I think I want to do this.
Do you? Really?
Alright then.
I put the car in drive and look ahead. The sun has set, the blue shade of dusk rising up to take its place. I press down on the gas. Marina turns to me and smiles.
Let's hit the road.
Woo! The sun has long since set and given way to darkness. Only my headlights remain, illuminating the road and silhouetting the small rock formations around us. I've been alternating between the old tape and new ones, immediately throwing on the old tape after finishing a new one and vice versa. I haven't had any complaints from Marina. She's been sitting at my side the entire time, softly humming off-key to the music. She seems to be the type to just accept things as they are. Like with her car being stolen or that treasure. Especially that treasure. And to make it worse, it's not just her. Apparently it's some phenomenon now. Goes to show how much I keep up with current events. But the whole thing smells like a scam. I bet somewhere all the big shots from that publishing house are gathered up in their corporate tower, laughing at the idiots they've ripped off of that book. Christ, I've even started to sound like him. I'm even starting to sound like him. The music turns to static before the cassette is silenced by a loud click. I read that as dick for some reason. Like some dick just invaded their space and turned it off. I ejected and reached for his old tape again. Marina notices, taking the opportunity to break the long-held silence.
So, do you like music a lot?
Who doesn't?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I figured. You've been playing those tapes this entire time.
She picks up one of the tapes on the center console and inspects it, going as far as to poke her pinky through one of the holes.
Though I'm not sure what you'd call this type of music.
I've just been playing mostly jazz fusion and alt country.
Though I'm not sure what you'd call this type of music.
Yeah, I've just been playing whatever. Mostly jazz fusion and alt country. Threw in some new age crap in there for good measure. Most of these are mixtapes I made when I was little.
Cool. Any names I'd recognize?
Any names I'd recognize? She peeks at me through the holes of the cassette, wearing a wide, genuine smile.
Probably not.
Aw, come on, try me!
Marina is very high-pitched, I gotta say. Why not? Maybe I'm not giving her enough credit, and that's screenshot-worthy. Must mean she's partly Canadian.
You know, Gabriel, Gertu, Weather Report, Donovan, Metheny.
Oh, never heard of them. Unless Gabriel is Peter Gabriel. Marina gives sage-like nods and grunts of understanding as I list off the names.
You have no idea who any of them are, do you?
Nope.
Not a clue.
Huh.
That's what I thought.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. I usually listen to whatever's on the radio.
Ooh, she's one of those. I cracked a slight smile.
It's alright. I could see how it might be hard to get into. My gramps used to call it road trip music.
I still think it's nice, though. It's making you really happy.
You think so?
She taps her finger gently against my cheek. Pull away a little, but let her do it anyway.
Yeah? Why else would you be smiling?
Because burning gas is fun. I've never really thought of whether it made me happy before, but I do know it made him happy, so that's good enough for me.
That's actually why I'm going to California. You know, for a music festival.
Oh.
For real? Where?
Not far from Palm Springs.
Palm Springs? Like the actual Palm Springs?
Well, it could be... What's it called from Cars? Something Springs? I don't remember. I don't maybe. Oil Springs? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Whoa. Oops. I did not hit the button I thought I did. At least not on the device that I thought I did. Radiator Springs, that's what I'm thinking of. Aha. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is a game. It's just what you call a kinetic novel. Kinetic visual novel. Meaning there are no choices you have to make, you just follow along with the story. It's just about the connections between the characters.
Don't know if there are any other Palm Springs in California, but yeah, they do it every year for a few weekends.
I went to my first concert a little before I graduated.
She rests her head against the window and stares at the road ahead, smile fading up, but still there.
It was so much fun. An entire weekend of that sounds super awesome.
Nah, it ain't that cool.
Marina flings her head away from the window and turns to me. Now she's staring at me like I'm crazy.
How could you even say that? It's the coolest thing ever! I wouldn't even be able to wait. I want to see all the bands.
To be fair, that's how I feel about others when they tell me that a concert ain't worth going to, I'm thinking, you know what? Having gone to a couple of concerts in my day, you're wrong. And you know you're wrong if you've gone to a concert. They are always worth going to. Providing, you know, the price is right and you're willing to pay the price.
Sheesh, relax. It's not like I'm taking it for granted. It's just that there's only one group I know I want to see so far.
That's right. His favorite group.
Just one?
He was so excited when he got the tickets.
Just one that I'm excited for. I'll watch a bunch though.
Let me guess, he died after he got the tickets? Releasing a long sigh, Marina eases back into her seat.
Oh, good. I was afraid you were going to head home after you saw your group.
You crazy? I'd like to at least have a little fun before worrying about all the expenses I gotta deal with.
I gotta say, I like how she goes from enthusiasm to lacking enthusiasm as soon as she brings up expenses.
Expenses?
Damn it.
It's nothing.
Oh, I thought she meant travel back, not the part about funeral expenses. She gasps.
Are you in debt? Is it college loans? My brother said those aren't fun to deal with at all.
Got too comfortable. Should have just kept my trap shut.
Or did you just spend too much on your tick?
Ooh. I like how that played out. Because I thought, uh-oh, something happens. And then just seeing the slight transition of the background, that actually got my hairs going. Without warning, I swerve off to the side of the road and onto the rocky sand, cutting Marina off and nearly giving her a heart attack. Marina shoots me a worried glance, her face still pale.
Oh my god! What was that? Are you okay?
I pinch the bridge of my nose and my elbows on the wheel.
Amber?
I've been driving all day. I'm a little tired.
Also sounds like she just tucked into a tin can. Gotta admit.
Where are we?
A little outside Albuquerque, so we aren't too far now.
Hey, that's breaking Better Call Saul Badland. You know, El Camino.
We'll sleep here tonight and drive to Shiprock first thing in the morning.
Killing the ignition, I climb out of my seat and into the living quarters. Marina trails behind me. I yank open the bathroom's Velcro latched cupboards. Inside is a folded stack with a blanket, sheet, pillow, and my old gym clothes from school. I scoop them up and toss them to Marina. She scrambles to catch it, desperately balancing them as they lean out of her arms.
Sorry about the clothes. I don't have any actual pajamas. You can sleep on the couch. It folds out into a bed.
Oh, okay.
Alright then, see you in the morning.
With that, I step into the back room and slam the sliding door before collapsing onto the oversized bed. Even in the darkness, I can make out the pictures hanging on the wall. Once upon a time, they were generic scenic pieces. See them? Now they're photos. Photos of me and Gramps. Oh, that's where the trading card comes from. My favorite is the one of us in front of a museum for music. Rock and roll, to be specific. I was just a little pipsqueak back then, holding up an autographed vinyl sleeve that was about the size of my head. He was by my side, squatting down and ruffling my hair as I gave the biggest smile I could, even with my missing teeth. I let out a sigh and fixate on the ceiling skylight, a small sliver of the moonlight shining through. It feels like an eternity since I've last laid down in this bed. I remember It felt like being hugged by a cloud. Now it feels like concrete. Tiny creaks sound from the room next door, accompanied by Marina's little squeaks of determination as she struggles with the fold-out bed. Until finally, I hear a loud thud. That's a neat sound. I can't help but smirk a little. I should have warned her that it was heavy. The room over goes silent. I hope it didn't crush her. Luckily, I soon hear footsteps tiptoeing across the carpet, then on the bathroom tile. They stop outside my door.
Hey, are you awake?
Her voice is weak, barely above a whisper. It's almost impossible to hear as it's muffled through the door.
I know I've said it a lot already, but I really mean it. Thanks, Amber. Good night.
I continue to stay silent. In the dark, the ceiling looks like it's constantly changing in size and dimension. Sometimes getting bigger and further away, other times getting smaller, getting closer and smaller. I look down. Through the crack under the door, I can see her shadow turning around to leave. The words slip out of my mouth before she can even take her first step.
Night, kiddo.
She calls her kiddo? Really? Okie dokie dokie dokie. Oh, dude! Title screen! Highway Blossoms. Most people imagine Indian reservations as tucked away slices of heaven. Maybe some pocketed oasis of vibrant greens and flowing water in what is otherwise a wasteland. Those people are wrong. The Navajo Reservation is as sandy and barren as the rest of the desert, and at 22,475 miles, it's neither green nor fun-sized. Not that I hate it. The miles of faded highway roads speed past me, blending together with the sand that stretches out to far-off rigid mountains. Like there's a rhythm to it all. Behind me, Marina is still stretched out on the fold-out bed, cuddling the pillow, a substitute for her blanket that's long since fallen off her bed. My old gym clothes are a little small for her, the shorts only reaching halfway down her thighs. But hey, I'm not complaining. Soon we're rolling into the town, its jagged namesake peeking over the horizon, Shiprock. The town itself is typical for this desert. Nothing fancy like a high-rise, just a whole lot of plain shacks sitting on top of gravel, painted worn browns and beiges. From behind me, there's a light, almost fluffy yawn. I wonder how that bundle of joy handles mornings. Referring to Marina basically like her baby. That's usually what a bundle of joy is.
Morning.
Oh, hi. You're finally awake.
Uh-huh.
She yawns again and thumps back against the bed. Guess she's not a morning person.
There's still some coffee in the...
Oh, wow, is that Shiprock?
I take it back. Marina rushes behind me and grabs the back of the seats, her eyes sparkling.
It's huge! I can't believe we can see it from so far away!
On closer inspection, my clothes are way too tight for her. My poor shirt is being stretched to its limit. Of course, this doesn't seem to bother her at all. I don't know if I'm more embarrassed for myself or for her.
Well, we have to get moving now. So go get dressed or whatever.
Sure thing.
Uh-huh. She scampers off to the back, finally giving me room to breathe as I make my way to the driver's seat. Until I accidentally glance at the rearview mirror. What did she see? In the middle of the motorhome, Marina slips out of her pajamas into her regular clothes. Jeez, the bathroom is right there. I adjust the mirror and try my hardest to stay focused on anything else I can look at. Fully dressed, Marina pops back beside me and settles in the passenger seat. The desolate road continues until suddenly, as if out of nowhere, we're greeted by a line of cars, RVs, buses, and every other kind of vehicle under this blazing sun. All lumped together, stacked one on top of the other, side by side, and every single one blasting their horns.
What the?
And we'll get to that part, in, I believe, a moment. Because... that did not work. That worked. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. good thing I'm not driving, now that I'm drinking.
Whoa, you think this is because of the treasure?
Maybe. I grit my teeth and flop back in my seat. I can only pray these are tourists, and I was the only one dumb enough to humor this scam. Yeah, it'd take a while. We are soon assimilated into the traffic jam. Slowly, the motorhome inches forward. But when we finally reach the front, a new monster awaits us. Laid out on the dirt, barely in the shadow of the looming mountain, is a giant cluster that can only be described as such. Campers, tents, tarps, booths, you name it. A chaotic horde of people crowd around the entire unorganized mess. I cringe at the very sight of it. I'm in hell. Marina pushes her face against the window in all of the sheer insanity. Awe of the sheer sanity.
I don't think I've seen this many people since the concert.
Oh God, she's going to break from the overstimulation. A choir of horns serenade us from behind. Groaning, I pull forward and squeeze the motorhome into the nearest available space, stuffed tightly between everything else. Backing out is gonna be a real pain.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go find that treasure!
I feel like I can hear double of Marina somehow. Marina sits up and nearly leaps out of the car, but I grab her wrist and pull her back into her seat.
Just hold on a second.
Her enthusiasm fades.
Oh, that's right. You were only going to drop me off and leave.
Right.
Sorry, but I'm gonna stick around a bit longer.
Whoa.
For real?
She starts sniffling.
You're so nice to me, Amber. I think I might cry.
Hold it in. We gotta think of a game plan first.
Okay.
Oh, good lord. Marina returns to her usual happy-go-lucky self while I grimace at the chaos outside. If I suspend my disbelief and assume the treasure is real, where would we even start? We don't even have any equipment.
I guess we may as well start by checking out the place.
Pardon me. I'm the first to make my way out into the sea of people. My nose is assaulted with the smells of campfires and B.O. masked suntan lotion. Smells like tourist, alright. Marina finishes her run around the motorhome and huddles close to me, her eyes still wide with wonder, but far less gung-ho than before. The two of us make our way through the makeshift campground, following a guardrail that's being set up to separate the visitors from the rock. All the while, we pass different scenes, starring all sorts of people. A news anchor elbowing nosy hecklers out of the way while she tries to report men on top of motorhomes and lawn chairs, strumming away on guitars. Even vendors have set up shop here, selling overripened fruit from their booths. Booths? I don't know. Marina is speechless, looking on in overwhelmed curiosity and hovering so close I keep tripping over her. I'm half expecting her to grab onto one of my belt loops. I'm surprised. I pegged her to be pretty good with crowds.
Please stay behind the guardrail! I repeat, please stay behind the guardrail!
She turned blue. A booming voice shouts over the crackling of the megaphone. Pushing through the crowd, we're shoved into a part of the crowd that's mobbing by an opening of the guardrail. They're barred from advancing by a lone man standing on top of a folding chair and clutching his megaphone like a shotgun.
Stay behind the guardrail! Please be considerate of Navajo land!
I will neither confirm or deny that I was remotely afraid.
What's going on?
Or startled.
Not sure. I think.
She thinks. The sun reflects off the truck behind it. I squint my eyes at the word printed on its side. Navajo Parks and Recreation.
This could get nasty.
Maybe they're moshing. People did that at the concert.
Just what the hell kind of concert did you go to? Wait a second.
Oh. In the back of the mosh, distant from the calamity, is a familiar sight. Blonde hair, intertwined and running through a dark red bandana.
What's wrong?
Oh, someone she knows?
Remember that loud chick from the gas station?
A little. I was too busy with my slushie to really notice. Why?
I think we just found our first lead.
Oh? My voice trails off and I start towards the girl, pushing my way through the crowd.
Hey, Amber! Wait!
Her eyes tell a different story than I think she's telling. Putting on my person mask, I take a breath and place my head on her shoulder. Hand on her shoulder with a forced smile. That would be weird. Hey, I'm just showing up and put my head on someone else's shoulder out of random.
For the last time, old man, I don't have any!
Huh?
Time for some. She whips around, her eyes prepared for murder, but her features switch to standby mode as she realizes her mistake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, but didn't I see you at that convenience store yesterday?
Oh yeah, that dump. Outside of Roswell, right?
Yep, that was us. I'm Amber. The other girl is Marina.
Marina waves and I extend my hand. The girl's eyes narrow, but she eventually shakes it with a surprisingly strong grip. Dude.
Mariah.
Everyone here for the treasure?
That's the first time I've heard it said like Mariah in eons, because I always thought it was Mariah, and then I think my mother once said Maria. Which, funny story, if I was born a girl, I'd have been called Maria. Because of the song that my mom likes. So I don't remember why I was named Nathaniel.
They'd be idiots if they weren't.
Hey, what do you know? You were right, Amber.
You say that like it's a good thing.
You guys here for the gold too? Not sure why else somebody would come out.
She looks over the scenery and wrinkles her nose.
To this place.
The ray of sunshine next to me is looking for the gold. I'm just the ride.
Step away from the guardrail! You're all getting out of hand!
That guy is pissed. The horde presses in, the yelling grows louder.
You aren't getting through, so I don't even know why.
Ooh, crap. A can of beer flies through the air and cracks him on the forehead, the liquid running down his face. Oh, a can of... Sorry. Ooh, a can of beer, you say? Like this one? I don't throw beer cans. It's too expensive.
Oh, come on!
You were born a guy, and thank goodness your first cousin who's a bisexual female is bored with her boyfriend and must out with Tinder. Oh, yeah, funny thing about Tinder, I once asked this Blake Siefkin of the EPN how I could apply, and he goes, well, find us on Tinder, and oh, because I actually signed up to Tinder believing him, and realized, oh, he was joking. Good dude, actually, but yeah, I think I eventually figured out that it was a joke. Oh, a bi guy. That's got a ring to it. Not gonna lie. Uh-huh. All I know is I will say this. Not being sexist, but if I was born female, I probably would have a human boyfriend by now. But because I'm born male, I'm still dating my computer. The whole human girlfriend thing part, I still have yet to figure out. I think I kind of figured out a while ago that, and maybe this friend of mine could contest that. I'm not totally sure, because I don't know much about her love life besides that she does have an ex. Hey, that's what Missy told me. Can't go wrong with dating your computer. She told me that before too.
Navajo Parks and Recreation. They're trying to keep well-meaning treasure hunters from carving up the rock because of its religious significance.
She sounds a little possibly politically incorrect, if not worse, when she's saying that about something that I presume is on a Navajo reservation. Or maybe not.
Doesn't surprise me. This is a four-corner state, so there's lots of stuff like that out here.
I think it's sweet that they're trying to protect big ol' Shippy.
Mariah stares at her as if questioning her entire existence.
But it's a rock.
So?
It's only good for postcards and carving big monuments. Why is it such a big deal if people want to look for treasure up there?
Well, it's not gonna make much of a difference either way.
Because it's a pose.
Why's that? You a non-believer?
No, I'm just not a sucker.
Oh, crap. She went
It's
there.
not very nice, Amber.
Well, it's true.
Typical answer.
It's obvious that this is just an elaborate scam and everyone got ripped off.
Oh. Dottie Ryzen Aorus is her name. Yeah. You're close. Dottie because female name. And Ryzen is her CPU, and Aorus is her motherboard. Yeah. She used to be called Hewlett Packard Pavilion or whatever desktop, but I wanted to change her name because she's no longer using HP equipment as she was when I originally got her from the store. I think Walmart probably. Might have been Staples. Don't think it was Best Buy. But then also got thinking, I'm kind of tired of having her Facebook page bombarded by people thinking that this is an official HP support account. Because a lot of people got confused. Or got the wrong idea, rather. Before I finished my sentence, a cocky, overgrown smile makes its way onto Mariah's face, oozing with snide confidence.
What if I told you I could prove the treasure is real?
I'd say you're full of it.
I may or may not have been on Tinder for a time. Trolling, maybe. I figured she would be fond of certain other time spent with certain people.
Does that mean the treasure's real? Like, honest to goodness real?
Overwhelmed with excitement, Mariah springs up and down. Marina springs up and down, all while Mariah gives a smug nod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Oh, ye of little faith. I said I could prove it, didn't I?
And how exactly are you gonna do that?
Come back to my base full of highly trained elite treasure hunters. Then I'll show you.
Elite what now?
Highly trained elite treasure hunters.
I see. Love regulars. I still have to wonder if Tinder is what my pal Cheddarface met his girlfriend on, because he admitted that that's how he met his girlfriend. That's why whenever you say you have a visitor, it's because you have a regular coming over. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. And ignorance is bliss.
Right. Thanks, but no thanks. We'll pass.
Why you send yourself into Catholic way? I actually went for church for the first time in weeks. Not because of anything political or anything. It's just my interest has dwindled, and not my interest in God, mind you. I still love God to bits. And I appreciate having a dream about my cat as morbid as it was. But there's something about changing all these prayers that we do in the form of a song and just making them prayers just, Well, that's the other thing is, I mean, the church that my grandmother and I go to more often anymore isn't the church that we always went to when I was younger. And the church we used to go to, which we only seldom do go to now, that's where I always get the nostalgia from. And thinking, I kind of wish we'd go to that one instead. Problem is, it's on Sunday mornings, and even I prefer to go to that one on Saturday afternoons.
What? But why?
So we have to go to a different one for Saturday afternoons. But it's also the same one that she got married at, so that's some cool history. Oh, nice. Welcome, Raiza Usman. Welcome. Why? Because XMZ.
Well, because...
You said we needed a game plan, right? This is the best chance we have right now.
A terrifying amount of determination emanates from her as she forces an unwavering stare on me. Her gaze intensifies. I look down at my dusty shoes and finally give in.
Jeez, if it'll make you that happy, I'll do it.
You only just met this girl and you're wanting to do how much for her?
Yay!
She's really damn determined. I'll give her that much. I'm not sure I could have said no.
But this better be legit, you hear?
I point to Mariah.
I'm not in the mood to be jerked around today.
Yeah, I'll keep my word.
Yeah, better.
Hey! Stop it!
Man keeps being scary, doesn't he? We look back to the crowd. The guardrails have toppled over and the crowd surged toward the man. Ooh.
I'm warning you! Stay back! I have a megaphone!
I don't think a megaphone's gonna scare them away, though. The crowd circles in around the chair and topples it over, the man crashing down with it.
We
Ouch.
should probably scram.
Way ahead of you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, startles you, doesn't it? Sleek and lavish, Mariah's motorhome is like a mansion on wheels. Its chromy, black paint is so fresh that you can practically smell the primer.
Here we are. Bass, sweet bass.
She throws the door open.
Joe, Tess, buck up, we have guests.
Ooh. Marina and I shoot each other an unsure glance, then enter the motorhome.
Oh, hey. Did you finally manage to make some friends?
A bandana going.
Blow it out your ass, slacker.
Strong language in this game. It's just as big and expansive on the inside, making my RV look like a toilet in comparison. It's definitely a luxury class, like my Class C. So I should admit, so I can retain the date on the stream, I will be... Oh yeah, the soundtrack is actually surprisingly really great. So, without any further ado, thank you for watching. Let's keep watching, or let's keep it on the highway. This has been J to the B to the J to the Blaze. I'll be back in another video. Boop. Good chunk.
Like a weird subbing for the first time.